What's going on, everyone? It's UFC 304 fight week, and of course we have to talk about the main event, Leon Edwards versus Belal Muhammad 2. Now, I can't exactly say this is going to be a rematch for the ages, because it's probably not. They're two relatively boring fighters, but ultimately I think could clash and have an exciting matchup. I mean, Leon Edwards is one of my favorite guys on the roster, to be honest. I think he's one of the most well-rounded fighters on the roster, and I think he could have a lot of success in this matchup with Belal. Now, don't get me wrong, Belal has improved since the last time these two fought. He's established a striking game, but overall, I'm still not too impressed and too sure if he can get the job done over Leon. Like in Belal's recent fight with Gilbert Burns, it was impressive to get a victory over a guy like that, but at the end of the day, Burns pulled his shoulder out in the first round and wasn't really throwing many punches. He was kind of just hoping to survive, and Belal still couldn't grab a finish. Belal, remember the decision, Muhammad is his nickname, and it's for a reason because he doesn't really finish fights, but you don't have to finish fights to win them, and as long as you're smart, he can still find himself a victory in this matchup, because at the end of the day, he's a championship level fighter, and anybody has a chance. But I think he's going to have to change some things in this matchup with Leon. For starters, he's not going to be wanting to be in front of Leon and always trying to stand in front of his face. That's what he likes to do with a lot of his opponents. You don't see him moving back too much in striking exchanges, and that's just not a smart idea against a guy like Leon Edwards. And Leon might not even want him to get close because Leon, of course, loves keeping distance and managing the distance, but if Belal's going to be there right in front of him, then why not pop off a few shots? And that's just not a great game plan for Belal, so I hope he doesn't go in there and do that. I also just wouldn't be shooting for double legs on Leon either. Like, don't get me wrong, wrestling is definitely the way for Belal to win this fight, but you got to be careful too. Leon can pop quick knees in there. He could really actually defend the takedown. I mean, he has great takedown defense as well, and you don't want to be caught up in the clinch with Leon. It's just not a great idea, but I think wrestling will be the way he has to win this fight. He just has to be smart with it. Now, the last time these two fought, it was pretty uneventful, of course. It ended with an eye poke. Belal got poked by Leon, and the fight ended. But in that fight, Leon was piecing up Belal before that, man, and he was doing really well. He was finding success. He was ripping to the body, ripping upstairs, and he was just looking really good in that fight, and I could see him doing a lot of similar things in this matchup this time around as well. I think Leon will keep distance. I think he's going to whack at Belal's legs, throw some stuff at the body, and of course, he's going to mix things up and land upstairs. I think Belal, he's definitely going to have to go into this fight with a different game plan. He has to be super cautious. He has to go for takedowns when it's available, and he has to set up his takedowns as well. He can't just go in there, shoot for double legs. Leon will defend those and will probably end up in better positions. So he has to go in there, strike a couple times, mix up the striking as well to keep Leon on his toes, and then go in for takedowns and try and find success. Because if he doesn't do that, I honestly don't see any way for him to win this fight. I don't see him catching Leon at any point. I don't think that's really going to be possible. Not that Belal can't hit hard, but I just don't think that's going to happen against a guy as technical as Leon. I don't think Belal's going to land much on him, to be honest. I think Leon will be able to evade and shoot, and he'll keep doing that repeatedly on the feet. So unless Belal is able to mix it up and bring him into the wrestling department, control him, and also maybe even get some ground and pound shots off, maybe cut him open with an elbow or something like that, I don't know. I think it's going to be really hard for Belal to find success in this fight. I am going to officially pick Leon Edwards to win this fight. I don't know if he will finish Belal. I have a feeling he might, though, because we haven't seen a finish in a while from either of these two guys. I think we're in for one. I think that Leon will probably pick up a TKO finish, maybe in the third round. He's going to just keep Belal guessing on his feet in those first two rounds. He's not going to really be able to let Belal understand what's coming at him. He's going to mix it up with the legs, the body, the head, and then eventually he'll find a shot that's able to put Belal's lights out, grab a TKO finish, and become the champion once again in his home country. It's going to be amazing for him. I'm super excited for the fight because I love Leon Edwards, and I'm always going to be tuning in for a fight. But I wouldn't say this is the most exciting matchup even on this card, to be honest with you. I don't even know if it should be the main event, but it's still going to be exciting to see. And honestly, I just want this fight to happen so we can get to some of these other insane contenders in the welterweight division, like Shavkat Rakhmonov, like Jack Della Maddalena, and like Ian Gary. That's what I think of this matchup, though. Let me know what you guys think, though. Do you think Belal can get it done versus Leon, or do you think Leon will retain his title once again? Let me know what you think. Drop your picks down below. Stay tuned for more content just like this one. We're going to be breaking down a lot of the fights on the card for UFC 304, so be on the lookout for those videos. I want to thank you all for watching once again, and I'll see you all in the next one.